Well. How is it going on this fine day for all of you guys? I'm not really sure why my lights are on, being as the sun's out. My daytime sensor must be a little fuckered up. But, no, it's because I was sitting in the shade. But yeah, what's going on, guys? My name's Matt Freeman, and I like to talk a lot, and today we are on a rescue mission. So I have to run to the drive-thru to get cigarettes, which that's no rescue mission. That's just a everyday life mission. I'm sure my dog's barking at this dog over here, and now she's gonna look at me like, "Wait, where are you going?" But I have to go to the drive-thru and purchase cigarettes and lighters. If I forget the lighters, I'll be really sad because all my lighters have all fucking either been lost or died. Like, and my lighter I have now is like the flame's really small, just enough to light a cigarette, but it's on its way out. So I'll be really sad if I can't smoke a cigarette later because I forget to grab a lighter. So need to remember to do that. But besides that, it is 60 some degrees outside. It's 64, 65, somewhere around there. And I have both my windows down. A bit nippy, not gonna lie. Excuse me, pardon my French. Anyways. So yeah, so we're on our way to get cigarettes and lighters. Then, after that, I am going to travel across town to go to Lowe's. And the reason I gotta go to Lowe's is because I have a, well, like I'm making it sound like no one knows this, but I have a dragon, and the dragon needs a heat lamp to stay warm, and he needs UV light so his bones grow nice and healthy. And my heat lamp burnt out. And originally I was going to go to Petco and just obtain a heat lamp bulb that's at Petco, because I think they might actually surprisingly be a little bit cheaper at Petco to buy a heat bulb than it is to go to Lowe's. But my turtle, my little baby turtle, my tiny little baby turtle poops so fucking much that I can't keep him in his little container that he's in now, and I legitimately have to build an aquaponics system for him so I can grow food, but at the same time, so that way his fucking poop is filtered, because he poops way more than I thought he would for being a little baby turtle. Like 4 days and his poop cages, or his cage is full of poop. Oh, what an exciting life we live. Howdy, can I get 2 packs of Marlboro Red 100s and 2 Bic lighters, please? Thank you. Thank you. You too. Stage 1 complete. Lighters and smokes obtained. Is the person going? They're not going because they gotta wait for traffic. I'm gonna go, so I'm just gonna go like this, and then I'm gonna turn my turn signal on, and then I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna make a sharp left turn. Onward to victory! So yeah, so anyways, I was trying to rush the whole aquaponics system thing, because I knew I was gonna have to talk for the drive-through, but so like, I've had turtles in the past, right? And they're aquatic turtles, so obviously they live in like all water. They need very little land, and they live in all water. And it's to the point where like 95% of their habitat is water. So they're always swimming in water. Well, obviously when they eat and then they shit in the water, because I mean they live in the water. So I mean, of course they would shit in the water. Well, I mean, I've had big turtles. Like if you go to Petco and you buy one of their what they call quote unquote baby turtles, you know, it's like a full size turtle already. It's like this big around. It's probably like 5 to 10 years old already, and you know, and you can get them to last for a while. I mean, my longest I ever got coming from Petco was only like a year or two. But it would seem like every fucking week I had to replace their water, because they would, the turtle's a bigger turtle, so obviously he'd shit enough that after a week he'd turn the water all dark and murky, and so it'd be like, okay, it's time to replace the water. Well, when you have a turtle inside your house, and like he's got a fucking, like, say, I think my turtle now is in 7 gallons of water, because he's just a little baby round thing, but 7 gallons of water, and then you have to try to figure out how to get it out and like filter it and stuff like that. It becomes a problem, or like not filter it, but like get it out, get it all into a container so you can carry it outside to dump it, and all this other stuff. Now I thought that at one point I'd learned that turtle poop, like aquatic turtles, don't have very good poop. Like it has to be very, it makes the nutrients inside of it is very like acidic-y and stuff like that. Well, then after doing some further research and actually like looking into it, find out that no, actually quite the opposite. Turtle poop, especially aquatic turtle poop, is actually really, really good for plants. And so they were saying when people do aquaponics system setups, that a lot of times they'll end up doing that, where they either put fish or they have a couple turtles. They'll have like a turtle pond, and then they use that water as their aquaponics system. And Joe, which Joe's Mike's brother, I'm sure by now you guys have learned who Mike is, so you might already know who Joe is because he watches my live stream and stuff. He's told me for a while now that he has an aquaponic system which he has catfish inside of, and it wasn't until I got on his YouTube channel and checked it out. So if you guys have any interest in watching an aquaponic system, I'd suggest looking up Joseph Crouch on YouTube. You'll find his videos. He's got videos of his aquaponic system, and this system's big. Like, he's got a lot of shit, and I'm like, whoa, like, for some reason I had in my head when he was explaining it to me that it was just some small little setup. I didn't realize that it was this massive fucking thing where he's got a whole bunch of fucking plants growing and shit. He's got like every vegetable he's growing and all this other shit. They're all growing in aquaponics, so I'm like, oh shit, like it's a lot, which I've been telling him for a while I need to come look at it, but then I commented on this video last night and was like, now I really have to come look at this, because I was like blown away by how awesome his aquaponics setup is. And then when I looked at that, I was like, man, see, that's what I need to use the turtle for, because I'm looking at my turtle cage and I'm like, dude, it's such a pain in the ass to have to pump that water out somehow into a separate container, run outside, dump it, drain the entire 7 gallons of turtle water. Then, after I drain all the water, I have to make sure that he's safe somewhere out of the way. Then I gotta fill the container back up with water. They say you're realistically not supposed to use like city water because it's got chlorine and stuff in it. But I'm not, I just got this job and I haven't even worked, so I don't financially have enough money at the moment to run out and buy 7 gallons worth of like store-bought jug water that would be like spring water, So that way it doesn't have chlorine and shit in it. so him to be safe. So I have to fill it back up with 7 gallons of chlorine water. And then I think back a couple years ago where I had an aquaponics system that worked really well, but the problem was I had it inside my garage, so unless I had a light on the plants, they didn't get much light, so it would be smarter to just put it outside. And secondly, my turtle, I just filled the container he was inside of. I just filled it up really high, but made it to the point where I thought he couldn't climb out of it. And then one of two things happened. Either A, he figured out how to climb out of it in the middle of the night and he climbed out and escaped, or B, the smell of the murky, fishy water attracted a raccoon or something, and he inevitably got taken out of his cage by force by an animal, because like I said, one morning I woke up, he was gone. There was no sign of him anywhere. I mean, I looked everywhere for this turtle. Could not find him anywhere for the life of me. I thought there was a slight chance that he might have escaped and he was hiding in my garage somewhere, but I never found him. And on top of that, I never smelled like, rotting smell like you would if a turtle had gotten out and then died in the garage kind of thing. I never smelled the smell of like rotting animal. So he wasn't in the garage. Still to this day, I've still yet to ever find him. And I looked around my yard and like my neighbor's yard and stuff like that just to see if maybe like a raccoon did get to him and like drag him off somewhere and eat him, but I never found the shell either. So I literally have no idea where my turtle got off to. He just straight got the fuck out of there. And so I've been really thinking about putting my baby turtle outside, because I have lights on him and stuff now, and I wouldn't really need to put these lights on him and stuff if I had him outside, because he could just live in the day cycle on top of, instead of using just an all-around like filter for like a fish filter or something like that, I could legitimately hook it up and have it so it's running like an aquaponics setup, so that way as the water gets dirty, the system pretty much circulates all the poop water into the aquaponics setup, and then the plants pick up the nutrients, the good nutrients that they need, which also filters the water and puts clean, fresh water back into the tank. And so yeah, so I've kind of been thinking about doing that. Oh man, that sucks for people. Like, why would you? You're rarely gonna see this, but there's a Penske truck decided to park on the bottom side of a hill, right there. We're just right now. We're at the top of the hill. So all these people flying down this road doing 45 miles per hour are flying in this direction, realizing at the last minute, oh shit, there's a fucking truck parked there, and then they have to stop, pull almost into my lane just to be able to see past the truck, just to see if somebody else is coming. Now, fortunately, at the bottom of the hill, it is a stop sign, but still not the smartest idea to park your truck on the side of a hill with hazards on, because you're going to cause an accident. But, yeah, so, now there's a mailman. And this person behind me gets right up on my fucking ass when I'm slowing down. They're like, what are you doing? And then I fucking whipped out of the way to not hit the mail truck, and then they almost hit the mail truck because they weren't fucking paying attention like an idiot. That's why you don't ride somebody's ass when they're slowing down, because guess what? They probably have a fucking reason for doing so. This person is way past the stop line, so I had to make a super wide turn. Everybody sucks at driving. I hate people. going to Lowe's because I need a heat lamp bulb for my Dragon. On top of that, I'm also going to go look at the plant section and hope that I can find like either a blueberry bush or a patch of strawberries that I could buy for preferably relatively cheap. I don't want to spend $1 million bajillion on stuff because I really don't have much money. I had $90 left in my account, and I need cigarettes. I have a credit card coming out in like a couple days, so realistically I need to make sure at least I have the $30 for a minimum payment for them. And then on top of that, I have my cell phone comes out on the 13th. Okay, this lighter is apparently already dead. But so out of the cell phone and everything else coming out, I needed like $70 sitting in my account, being as I just spent $17 on cigarettes. Kind of puts me past that, so now I'm just in the hopes that I get to the point where I'll have my job before the next time I get paid. And oh my God, I have never in my entire life been to Lowe's and had it this fucking packed. Like, holy shit. So I'm the type of person who I like to park in the back of the parking lot. At first, I had a car that I felt like was super nice, but it was only a 99 Taurus, and it really wasn't that nice of a car. But I park in the back of the parking lot because I don't mind a little bit of extra walking when I go. It keeps people away, dumbass drivers, away from being able to hit my car, and it's a little healthier. You know, I get to walk just a little bit farther. Wow, there's an Explorer. I should have parked next to that one. It's the exact same color and model as mine, like year, model, and everything. Should have parked next to that, but I'm in the back of the parking lot, and I mean, you can kind of see from this, like literally, I'm in the back of the parking lot, and you can see how many cars are still parked behind me. This place is fucking filled. You just swear by looking at everything and how many people are here that there was no coronavirus going on. I'm gonna walk in, there's gonna be like 500 people in Lowe's on a Monday that everybody's supposed to be working. So that's a bit on the interesting side. So yeah, I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna look for a heat lamp bulb. The last time I was here, I couldn't find a heat lamp bulb. I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna look for a heat lamp bulb, and I'm going to look for a hopefully cheap plant, like a strawberry and or a blueberry bush. Actually, strawberries grow in a patch, not a bush, but regardless. Look for one of those two, and then I'm going to hopefully go home and figure out some form of way of making a hydroponic system for my turtle. I really don't want it to be inside my house, because if I have it in my house, it's got to run all the time. Like, it can't turn off. It's got to constantly run. So it's going to be in my house, and it's going to be making water splashing noises all the time, which isn't the most horrible thing to have to sleep through, but it's going to be something noisy in my room that I'm not used to. Or I put it outside, but see, then the problem with it, if I put it outside, then I'm going to constantly be fearing that either A, my baby turtle will escape, or B, that something's going to come up and eat my baby turtle. So I don't want either of those things to happen. So, not really 100% sure what we're going to do about it when we get there, but I guess worst case scenario is if we decide, fuck it, we're not going to build a hydroponic system, then it doesn't really matter on top of that, because all I have to do is just go plant my blueberries or my strawberries somewhere and have it be no problem. But I'm just thinking it would be better for him if I could have it outside. Plus, it would allow me to be able to work on or do stuff. Wow. I don't know if it's because I'm on a hill, but I left my house. My gas tank said I had half a tank. I just got here. Now it says I only have a quarter of a tank. It's like I lost that much fuel. Like, I'm sure my gauge was a little bit off because the way I sit in my driveway, the gauge, like all the gas is in the back of the tank, but the gauge is in the front of the tank. So you would think that as sitting in my driveway, it would say that I was really low when I actually had gas because all the gas would be away from it. But as I'm sitting now, I'm not really sure if it's right or if it's wrong. But regardless, I'm lower on gas than I thought I was, and being as I'm supposed to be delivering pizzas this coming week sometime, I should probably obtain some gas so I don't run out while doing that or something. But I'm gonna go, guys, because obviously I'm here. I'm smoking a cigarette, but I'm gonna put this out and go inside and get this done so I can get back to my house before it's too fucking late. But if you guys like this video, a like would be much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, I'd consider subscribing to keep up with interesting content like this. And if you're already part of the channel, you can share the video and show other people the excitement of taking another trip across town with Matt Freeman. Oh. Now to the excitement of having to go inside and deal with more people. Got idiot drivers everywhere. Now he gets to go and drive and enjoy idiot people. Just idiot people. The excitements of life, you know what I mean? The excitements of life. Put that cigarette out, use one of these cigarette butts hiding in my front center console to put out this cigarette butt, because I do have, actually, you know, like, what I do is I fill up my fucking pop cans after I finish the pop. I fill up my pop cans with cigarette butts, and I like doing that because then, you know, once it's filled up, all I gotta do is throw it in the trash, grab another can, open it like this so the hole's nice and open, stick it in there, boom. Now I've got a brand new fucking ashtray. And I used to have one of those, like, cups you keep in your cup holder, but you fill it up, and then you gotta dump it, and I would always forget to dump it, and so it'd just overflow and cause problems in the future when I'd have to put a cigarette out, but I had nowhere to put it out at. So I opted start using cigarette cans, so that way I could just throw the cigarettes into the can and not have to worry about it. So, yep. Alright, guys, I'll see you later. Hope you have a fantastical day. Might even record you a video. Won't probably be on the way home, but might record you a video later when I get home if I end up actually making an aquaponics system, because I might show you guys kind of how I'm going to build my real small-ass hydroponic system and have that all set up. But regardless, I love you. I'll see you later, and you guys have yourselves a fantastical day.